All right, so you're here because you want to run better, right? Well, this deep dive might just unlock something you haven't even thought about: mobility. We're going deep on all the good stuff from episode 16, mobility for runners. Improve your stride and prevent injuries.
You know, it's funny, most people think of mobility as just injury prevention.
Which is important.
Oh, absolutely crucial. But what's really cool is it can make running feel so much easier, almost effortless.
Like gliding. Sign me up for that. How did that even work?
Think of your muscles like interconnected chains. When one link is stiff, like say tight hips, everything gets kind of jammed up.
Like running with the parking brake on.
Exactly. You're wasting energy, your stride is all choppy.
And that means slower runs, more frustration.
Exactly. Good mobility, though. Everything's in sync. You're using energy to move forward, not fight yourself.
Makes sense. But back to the jammed up thing, that's where the injury risk comes in.
For sure. Tight hips. Your lower back goes, whoa, gotta pick up the slack, and suddenly you've got pain.
Oh, I've been there.
Ankles not moving well, your foot strike is all off, hello shin splints. So yeah, performance A&D keeping you healthy.
Okay, convinced. Where do we even begin? What spots matter most for runners?
The usual suspects first. Hips, super important, they drive your stride. Then your ankles, gotta land smoothly. Hamstrings and calves too.
Sounds like a lower body makeover.
Amen.
You mentioned upper body, though. That's surprising. I thought it was all legs and feet.
People underestimate the upper back, your thoracic spine. Good posture there lets you breathe right, and breathing's kind of crucial when you're running.
Makes sense. It's all connected.
Exactly. Now, before we go crazy with exercises, let's do a little self-check. Lie down, bring one knee to your chest, lower back, staying flat on the floor.
Mine's lifting a bit. So some hip work needed. What's next?
This one needs a wall. Stand a few inches back. See if your knee can touch it while your heel stays down. That's ankle dorsiflexion.
My heel pops right up. Not good. Looks like both my hips A and D ankles need help. So what's the plan?
How about a 10-minute daily routine? You can squeeze that in anywhere.
Way less time than I spend scrolling. Okay, hit me with move number 1.
Since you mentioned hips, let's do the kneeling hip flexor stretch like you're about to propose. Gently push those hips forward till you feel it.
Got it. Hold 30 seconds. Breathe. Next.
Now we're getting fancy. World's greatest stretch. It's good for your hips. ND, that tight upper back.
Love a good name. If it's the world's greatest, I'm all ears. What do I do?
Start in a lunge, back knee down, elbow inside your front foot. Now twist your upper body UP, reach for the sky. You're opening up everything.
This is more fun than just stretching. I'm seeing how it all helps running. What else is in this routine?
Easy one now. Ankle circles. Just rotate your ankles in circles, 10 each way, each foot.
See, multitasking. I can do this while watching TV. What's next?
Hamstring time. Hamstring sweep 1 foot forward, toes up, like reaching for your toes, BT. You're bending at the hips, sweeping your hands down.
5 on each leg. Got it. Feeling like a mobility ninja already. Last one.
Classic yoga. Cat-cow. On all fours, arch your back like a cat, then drop your belly like a cow. 10 times, and your spine will thank you.
10 minutes, done. That's awesome. But what about right before a run? Anything special we should be doing?
That's where dynamic stretching comes in, like a pre-run wake-up call for your muscles.
So not just holding stretches, gotta move. Interesting.
It gets them ready to perform. 5 minutes, that's all you need.
5 minutes easy. What kind of moves are we talking?
Let's start with leg swings. Good old-fashioned leg swings. Find something to hold on to for balance. Just swing one leg forward and back.
Like a pendulum?
Exactly. 10 swings on each leg, nice and controlled. Wakes up those hip flexors and hamstrings.
Leg swings. Got it. I could feel those muscles already. What's next?
Walking lunges. Step forward, lower that back knee like you're proposing again.
Yep, we've done a lot of proposing today.
10 lunges on each leg. You'll feel it in your quads and glutes.
Lunges. Gotta love them. What's after that?
This one's fun. Butt kicks. Just jog in place, kick those heels up towards your bum.
I always feel a bit silly doing butt kicks, but hey, whatever works.
30 seconds of that, then we switch it up. High knees. Same thing, jogging, but this time lift those knees high.
High knees. Got it. Feeling the burn already.
Oh.
What's the last move in this warm-up?
We're going out with A-skips. Skip with a high knee drive, like an exaggerated, powerful skip.
A-skips? I haven't done those since high school. All right, 5 minutes of this, and then we're ready to run.
Almost. Don't forget the cool down after. Gotta show those muscles some love.
Oh, right. It's tempting to just plop down after a run, but I guess recovery is important, huh? What kind of stuff should we do?
Seated forward fold is a good one to start. Legs out in front. Reach for your toes.
I can do that.
Doesn't matter if you can touch them or not. Just lengthen that spine. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings and calves. 30 seconds. Deep breaths.
Forward fold, love it. What's next?
Figure 4 stretch, lie on your back, cross one ankle over the opposite knee, pull that bottom leg in towards your chest.
Yeah, this one's good for the hips, right?
Especially after a run, 30 seconds each side.
Got it. What else is there?
Standing calf stretch, facing a wall, step back with one leg, heel stays down, lean in till you feel it in your calf.
Calf stretches, those are important. My calves always get so tight. What's the last move for our cool down?
Let's end with child's pose. Kneel down, sit back on your heels, arms stretched out in front. Super relaxing for your lower back.
Child's pose, the perfect way to end a run. So we've got the daily routine, the pre-run warm-up, and the cool down. That's got to be everything, right?
It's a good start, but we can dive a bit deeper. You mentioned tight hamstrings earlier, right?
Oh yeah, they're always tight, especially when I'm running uphill.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes it's not actually your hamstrings that are the problem.
Wait, what?
It could be tight hip flexors pulling on your pelvis, which then makes your hamstrings feel tight.
Whoa, so my hip flexors are messing with my hamstrings. Mind blown.
Yep, so gotta loosen those hip flexors up too. Remember that world's greatest stretch?
Oh yeah?
That one's perfect. It hits both hip flexors and hamstrings.
It's like a 2-for-1 deal. This is making so much sense now. It's all connected. What about foam rolling? Have you heard about that?
Foam rolling is great, like a self-massage. Helps release those muscle knots.
Sounds amazing, but those foam rollers look kind of scary, not gonna lie.
They're not bad once you get used to them. You just use the roller to put pressure on your muscles, breaks up those tight spots.
So it's like ironing out the kinks.
Pretty much. For your hamstrings, you just sit on the floor, roller under your thighs, and roll back and forth.
Okay, not as scary as I thought. Any tips for a foam rolling newbie?
Start slow. Don't go too crazy at first. Listen to your body. Gradually increase the pressure.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, went way too hard too soon. Anything else?
Slow and steady wins the race. Don't rush it. Really work into the muscle. And breathe. Breathing helps a lot.
Makes sense, especially when you hit those super tight spots. So stretches, foam rolling, what else can we do for mobility?
Ever tried dynamic stretching? Or maybe yoga?
Heard of them, but haven't really tried them. What's dynamic stretching? How's it different from the regular kind?
The regular kind, static stretching, is good for flexibility, but better after a workout. Dynamic stretching is more like active stretches.
Like to get warmed up.
Exactly. Things like arm circles, leg swings, torso twists, stuff like that. Gets you moving.
Sounds perfect for before a run. What about yoga? I'm kind of intimidated by yoga, but I'm curious.
Yoga's amazing for mobility. It's stretching, A&D strengthening, plus it helps with mindfulness. Don't worry, there are beginner classes.
Good to know. So we've got stretches, foam rolling, dynamic stretching, yoga. That's a lot of options. Anything else we should keep in mind as we're working on our mobility?
Big thing is, it's an ongoing process. You don't just do it once and you're done.
So no magic bullet for instant mobility.
Wouldn't that be nice? It's like anything else, got to be consistent.
So even when I feel pretty mobile, I should still keep doing these exercises.
Yep, make it a habit like brushing your teeth. Even a few minutes a day makes a difference.
Consistency, got it. What else?
Don't push through pain. If something hurts, back off. Gotta listen to your body.
Easier said than done sometimes, but good advice.
And be patient. It takes time. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away.
This is all super helpful. I'm learning so much about mobility. Anything else you want to highlight before we move on to listener questions?
Just remember, it's not just about avoiding injury or running faster. It's about feeling good in your body, enjoying the journey.
Love that. It's about feeling good and running well. Well, folks, that wraps up this part of our deep dive on mobility. But stick around because in the final part, we're going to tackle some common myths.
And we've got some great listener questions lined up too.
See you there. Back for more mobility talk. Ready to bust some myths.
Let's do it. There's a lot of misinformation out there.
For sure. Okay, big one for me. Does stretching before a run actually prevent injuries? I've heard different things.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Research is still kind of back and forth on it. But we do know that static stretching, the holding a stretch kind, it's good for overall flexibility, even if it doesn't directly prevent injuries.
So not a guarantee, but still good to do.
Exactly. And don't forget, static stretching is different from dynamic stretching. That's the moving kind, like in our warm-up. That's better for prepping your body to actually run.
So right stretch for the right time. Got it. Another one I hear is you got to be super flexible to be a good runner.
Oh, that's a myth for sure. Some flexibility helps, but you don't need to be doing splits to run well. You just need enough range of motion for good form, like hips to stride out, ankles to land softly.
Functional flexibility, not bendy pretzel flexibility.
Exactly. And hey, even if you're not naturally flexible, you can improve it over time. Consistency is key.
Yeah, that's good to know. Okay, here's what I'm guilty of. More stretching is always better, right?
Not necessarily. You can overdo it. Gotta listen to your body. Stop if it hurts. Pushing too far can actually cause injuries, which is the opposite of what we want.
So find that sweet spot, feel the stretch, but no pain.
Exactly. And remember, doing a little bit every day is better than one big stretch session once a week.
Okay, makes sense. Anything else we got to debunk before we get to those listener questions?
One more big one. People think mobility only matters if you're already in pain or injured.
Oh yeah, I used to think that too. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That doesn't work for mobility. It's like car maintenance. You don't wait for your engine to blow up to change the oil, right?
So it's preventative. Got to stay ahead of the game.
Exactly. Even if you feel good now, doing mobility work can prevent problems later on.
All right, myths busted. You ready for some questions from our listeners?
Hit me.
Okay. First one's from someone new to running. What are the most important mobility exercises for beginners?
Great question. Start with the foundations. Hip flexor stretches, hamstring stretches, and some ankle mobility work. Get those right, and you're setting yourself up for success.
Good advice. Here's another one. I relate to this one. I sit at a desk all day. What are some stretches I can do at work?
Ugh, the desk life struggle. Even if you can't do a full workout, try some seated hip flexor stretches, hamstring stretches, maybe some torso twists. Ankle pumps and calf raises are good too. Keep those legs moving.
We'll deal those ideas. Last one. I'm training for a marathon. How often should I be doing mobility work?
Marathon training. I'd say at least 5 days a week. Work it into your warm-ups, cool-downs, or have a separate mobility session. Listen to your body, adjust as needed.
Awesome advice. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our mobility deep dive. Hope you learned some new stuff.
Remember, it's a journey. Be patient, be consistent, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Get out there, get mobile, and happy running, everyone!